Today we're going to take a look at two ultralight day packs,
the 2019 Marmot Kompressor 18
and the Sierra Designs Flex Summit Sack. We'll find out which one is better suited for a day hike.
Well, that's right, folks. Glad to be at it with you here again on this particular episode as we put these two ultralight day packs head to head, battle them out to find out which one is going to be best suited for you. And to test these out, we took these on a multi-day backpacking trip, which is where I tend to use this style of bag the most because it's so light, because it's so compact that I use it to stuff all of my clothing in and then put it in my larger 60 to 80 liter backpack. We hike in, we camp, then the next day you take your little pack like these ultralights, and then you go summit a 14er, you go summit a mountain peak nearby your campsite, and it just carries your bare essentials. And that's what these are really designed to do. They're just designed to be able to carry maybe a medical kit, some food, a raincoat, and your water. That is about it. They usually don't have a lot of structure. They're usually not super overbuilt. The shoulder straps tend to be really thin. Again, focusing on compact and lightweight capability and sacrificing maybe durability and overall weight, load capability. So just know that going into it, and we're going to talk about all of that. We're going to put these head to head, and we're also just talking concept. Is it better just to go with a slightly heavier, more structured day pack, or to stick with these ultralights depending on what you're doing? So let's go ahead and take a look. So obviously ultralight, we're going to talk weight first. The Sierra Designs pack comes in at 11.6 ounces. And the Marmot pack comes in at 10.3 ounces. So on purely weight, the Marmot pack does win. But there are some trade-offs to that weight. First off, the Marmot Kompressor is 18 liters in size and is made with 100 denier nylon in most areas of the bag with 210 on some key stress points. On the flip side, the Sierra is 210 denier on the entire body, so a tougher overall material, and it is either 18 to 23 liters. There's a little special design that this has. Like this, when these three straps along the back are compressed, it's an 18 liter pack, very similar to the Marmot. But open up these three back straps, and it enlarges your bag to 23 liters. So the Sierras may weigh an ounce more, but it's actually made out of tougher material and has a bigger capacity overall. But there is one last trade-off that we got to talk about when we are looking at weight. The Sierra Design backpack, it has no rigidness in it whatsoever. It has no foam backing, insert, or anything like that. It's literally just a floppy sack with no structure, which can be a detractor from its overall load-bearing capability. You're going to feel the gear inside more, particularly if you don't have a bladder in the bladder sleeve and you are just using water bottles. If you have any sort of angled, odd objects inside the bag, it'll be kind of bumping and grinding onto your back and won't be quite as comfortable, and just will kind of feel more like a sack and a bag than an actually structured backpack in any way. Whereas on the flip side, the Marmot does come with a foam insert that does give it a little bit of structure. It is completely removable, so you can make it like the Sierra Designs if you wish, making it even a little bit lighter, bringing down the weight by about 1.5 ounces from my calculations, so bringing it under 10 ounces. But with this foam insert included in the bag, it definitely adds a level of structure to the pack that your Sierra Designs won't have. It seems to carry and distribute the load just a little bit better because there is that little foam structure in the back. So that is a positive when you're talking about load-bearing capability as well as just overall kind of weight distribution on the bag, and something that you need to consider between these two packs. Now you can custom cut a piece of foam if you wish to insert into the bladder sleeve of the Sierra Designs pack and give it basically that same structure and kind of give it a little bit better load-bearing capability, but that's something you're going to have to do on your own and customize the pack that way. So designed out of the box, you're going to get a little bit more structure and a little bit more rigidness in the Marmot, and you're not going to get any of that on the Sierra Designs. Now we will take a brief time out because we still got plenty to discuss with these two bags and little details to show you. But I do want to hit price with you because that is another factor when you're considering packs of this size and design, and particularly these two head-to-head that we're trying out. Now, the Sierra designs you can find on Amazon, and we'll have links for you guys below, over to Amazon for about $50. They have two different color combinations. This is kind of more of the lighter blue. They do have another kind of teal, I believe, color, but they're both going to have this very similar blue kind of outline with these different type of strap color combinations, and those will be about $50. The Marmot is going to run you between $50 and $55. We will have links also to Amazon and backcountry.com that you can check out and use those hyperlinks that we offer to you guys below, as well as checking out all the other links that we offer to you to GP Knives, Blade HQ, and Knockaround Sunglass Company as well. Thank you so much for using those hyperlinks when you look for any of your gear purchases. Really appreciate it. So they're very competitive, very similar in price. You are obviously getting more literage out of the Sierra designs than you will be on the Marmot, and some of these other things we're about to look at as well will help you determine which one do you feel has more value to you, and at the end of the video, as we discuss more structured, stronger, heavier duty day packs compared to the price of these guys. Okay, so now we're gonna hit water bottle pouches. So what's really interesting is with the Marmot, you're gonna get one water bottle pouch on the side. You know, you got that mesh, you got a nice little elastic band right here, and it easily holds your 32-ounce Nalgene's or other bottles of similar dimensions and size. But you're only gonna get that on the right side of the bag. There is nothing here on the left side. They have instead added your trekking pole attachments to this side in the concept, I guess, of kind of balancing out the pack if you are attaching trekking poles. To be honest with you, I don't really like that. I wish that it had dueling water bottle pouches so I could either just throw little other knickknacks and smaller gear items on the other side, or carry two sets of water bottles if I want. So that elimination, I believe they're probably trying to do with weight and cut down on weight, but I believe it's a little bit of a drawback to the Marmot's design. Now the larger 22-liter Kompressor Plus does have dueling water bottle pouches, but it's going to be larger obviously and cost you more. On the flip side, the Sierra designs has dual water bottle pouches. On either side, they are large, a little lower cut, and then they sweep up higher than the Marmot, so not that big a difference. It does have, it feels like a double elastic band where the Marmot only has a singular elastic band, and the mesh here seems to be a little tougher, a little more durable, and that's what you're going to find overall with these two packs in design, is that the Sierra design seems to be a little bit heavier duty built, whereas the Marmot is looking at cutting every single ounce and seems to be a little bit thinner and a little bit lighter weight, cutting every single ounce that they could on the bag. So if you're going to ask me for hydration purposes and water bottle carrying and just overall organization of the bag, the Sierra designs wins because it has those dueling water bottle pouches. Now I do want to touch on this because the Marmot does have designated trekking pole attachments that if you need to scramble and be hands-free from your trekking poles for a little while, it gives you those designated lashing points. This pack does not, but you could use these 3 compression straps to easily run your trekking poles through. And the bonus is that you could use these also to run possibly like a raincoat or jacket on the outside of the bag, or even smaller tarps, or even possibly a one-man tent, depending on how large it was, or a bivvy possibly, if you wished, through these 3 compression straps that the Marmot won't offer you. Now on the back side of the Marmot, you just have that slick nylon. You do have these shoulder straps that do carry the load well. You have that main nylon piece going through there, and then really breathable mesh, really thin, really flexible, very easy to stuff. Again, is not going to be able to carry any type of load, either one of these packs, very well. I'd say 10 pounds or less is what you want to be carrying in these bags. But it does distribute the weight rather well. You do get your single grab handle right there. You are going to get a sternum strap that is not removable. You got to keep it on there, and it slides up and down. It does come with a whistle, and it will ride pretty close to where I want it. I really like to have mine right across my nips right here. It will ride very close to that, and for the size, you know, it's very doable. It will not have any attachments or come with any sort of belly strap whatsoever, and it will have a drainage port down here for condensation from your water bladder, or if your water bladder had a little bit of leakage, there is a little hole right there just to help that get through real quick. Now on the flip side, what's really cool with the Sierra designs is that not only do you have your shoulder straps right here, and they seem to be a little bit denser, again, going back to the idea that this just seems to be a little thicker on the materials. So it seems to carry the load on the actual straps a little bit better. The lack of structure that we talked about earlier determines how the load rides, so it kind of feels a little goofy sometimes. But you still have that really nice thin breathability down here. You're gonna have what is really nice, this breathable mesh on the back instead of the slick nylon. Most ultralight day packs like this are gonna have, like what we saw in the Marmot, very slick nylon, which does not aid in breathability at all. I mean, your back is gonna be a swamp on most day packs, including that Marmot, by the time you're done. Whereas this gives a level of breathability because this is a cloth kind of mesh that just kind of wicks away the sweat a little bit better, adds in breathability, it adds to the breathability of the pack. I really noticed that, and I liked that feature that you don't see on most ultralights. Now, this does have that sternum strap. It will not have a whistle, high vis right there. It's not detachable either. I really would like to see these day packs come with detachable, you know, just a little slit on the attachment, so you could take them off and use them around town more accessibly. I don't like sternum straps just bouncing around, and so if they're there, I like to clip them, and if you're using them more around town, I don't like to clip on and clip off because you're probably taking the bag on and off more frequently. So that would be a nice little feature in the future to see on more day packs just in general. But this does come with a designated belly strap as well, and it is removable. So if you did want to just dump it, cut down a little bit on the weight, you could absolutely do that. You could probably match the weight with the belly strap being removed as the Marmot. So that is a weight differentiation there. Now, the one drawback that I have with the overall shoulder straps and system and all that is that the sternum strap does not have as much travel as the Marmot does, and it rides real high, almost to my collarbones, and I don't like that. I don't like how high it rides on a guy like me. I'm about 215 pounds, and I'm 6'2", 6'2", and I have a pretty large torso, and so to have that sternum strap so high, it's not a deal breaker, but man, would I have liked to have an extra 2 to 3 inches of travel on this sternum strap to bring it down further, closer to my pecs and where I like to have the strap. So something to note, particularly if you're a larger individual. So a few other aspects to the packs, they'll both have a little top pocket. This has its zipper in there. Nice little pocket right there, enough for, you know, your wallet, phone, keys, and a few snacks. There is no key keeper in here. And this is more of just like a top loader. There are no zippers that are attached. It has a little clasp back here, and then you got your drawstring. Now, oddly enough, there is a little key keeper in the main body of the main dump pocket, and that's all it is a dump pocket with a sleeve. That's where you attach your water bladder. That's where the little foam insert to give it some structure is. And then you do have your bladder port right here in the center. And the final thing with the compressor before we look at the Sierra designs here is that it's kind of odd. It almost, this top loading pocket, you know, that we remove here, then that acts as the stuff sack if you're going to take the little foam insert out, is that it almost kind of looks like a hat on top of the bag. It doesn't fully envelop and go a little further down like most lids on top loading packs like this. So it doesn't cause any problems. It just looks kind of goofy. And I wish that they had just made this slightly larger and be able to kind of go further down a little bit so it doesn't look so much like a hat and you have these kind of elastic side straps you're constantly kind of wanting to tuck down over the mouth and make it more like a fully lid enclosure to the bag. It's fully functional. It just looks kind of goofy. Like it's got a little top hat or I don't know, something. Now the Sierra Designs kind of has more like a shelf. There is no lid or anything like that. We have this main pocket right here, which again, you can stuff the entire bag into if you wish. The pocket to get into it is pretty small. I've had to, when I put my phone and stuff in there, I'm kind of fighting with it and got to get it at the right angle to pull it out. I didn't have quite that same issue with the Marmot. So the opening, it would have been nice to have a little bit wider right here, but the pocket itself, you know, you can get your snacks and phone and wallet and keys in, and this one does have a key keeper inside, so that is a nice little extra bonus. And then to get into the main compartment, you do have two YKK zippers that run really nicely. It's going to open fully like that, giving you that full open mouth. They won't go down the sides or anything, but this gives you plenty of open capacity, just like the other one. This one's actually even a little bit larger just because of the overall larger size of the bag, 18-223 liters. And then you have your little attachment there for your bladder. You got your bladder sleeve, and then the port, which is slightly larger just by a hair than the Marmot. They're both really not suited to have your mouthpiece trying to be fed through these holes, you really got to go back. Most are, disconnect from the body now, but that's just something that I want to let people know about. And that's only on the right side. It's not central. It's on the right-hand side of the bag, and that's it, with no other interior compartments. So final details that I just want to hit on you, and overall kind of thought with the Marmot, is that it's nice that because the compressor, the name, has these side compression straps that, again, a lot of these ultralight day packs just don't offer you. It's just kind of like a dump sack with some shoulder straps attached, and maybe if you're lucky, you'll get a sternum strap and a belly strap. So it's nice that it has these compression points that you can cinch it down, help balance the load better. And that's what I really noticed in this bag compared to, and I have lots, guys. I have like RAI flash packs, I have old other Marmots, and I have Osprey ultralights and all kinds of different brands of packs like this. Few have the combination of side compression and foam structure working together to really give it a good distribution of the load inside the bag. And I really noticed that as a big benefit to this design. The drawback being that it's not gonna have the belly strap. It's lighter weight overall. I can tell that just the seaming and the stitching is kind of a little further apart, and it might be just a hair more expensive. And with the Sierra designs here, what I do see overall is better overall stitching, stronger, closer weaved stitching on all of the different points throughout. And again, a little bit heavier duty build with the 210 all throughout on that ripstop. The slightly stronger, thicker mesh and reinforcement on the lips that I'm seeing. So just an overall tougher build quality on the Sierra designs, and the compression down the center working to its benefit to kind of keep everything centralized. But because there is no compression on the sides and there is no foam structure that it gives you, that little foam backing that the Marmot has, what I found was that the load was a little more goofy, tended to sag straight to the bottom. I couldn't kind of compress it more than just what you see here, whereas side compressions would have been able to really bring this tighter. If they had attached these over to the sides further, then you could really cinch down the entire bag. It kind of still has this kind of saggy, baggy feeling that you won't necessarily experience with the Marmot. So the Marmot will be able to support things better, but you're gonna get way larger capacity, again 23 liters, and an overall better feeling of durability and dueling water bottle pouches, plus the the belly strap in combination with the sternum strap, and coming in at a slightly smaller price point. So if you were to ask me in this battle of head-to-head, which one is the winner, it's really hard for me to say, guys. Honestly, there are aspects to the Marmot that I love, but there are aspects to the Sierra designs that I love as well. Neither one is really perfect, and neither one, I feel like it's a KO both ways. They both like knock each other out. Neither one really, to me, rises above and fulfills all of my expectations. And that brings us to our final point. To be honest with you, unless you are literally using this because you want to count every single ounce and you are probably using it as a summiting pack, a pack that you are either just doing ultralight as fast as you can, get up to a summit and come back down and carry the most minimalistic of gear. You're not stopping to cook dinner or lunch. You're not carrying any sort of bushcraft tools that you might be like camping out for the day, or you're using it as a secondary pack inside your larger backpacking pack to hit summits and do those type of things. In my opinion, there's not a lot of use for these type of backpacks, and I would recommend looking at packs that have a lot more structure and a lot more overall design to be able to carry loads a little bit better and give you some more useful features than just being a dump bag, and it's not going to cost you that much more. One of the ones I highly recommend looking at that we recently did a review on, and I'll have a link in those Amazon and backcountry links as well as in the description below that you can watch that video, is the Mountainsmith Clear Creek 20-liter backpack. This is right in between these two packs, but it's very well built. It can carry, I believe, up to 30 pounds of weight, has a great sternum strap, is going to give you dueling water bottle pouches, going to give you more organization, and going to be able to carry loads way better, and it's just an overall better day pack. It does have more structure to it, so it's not ideal to stuff inside a larger backpacking pack. That's the only drawback to it. But for day hiking, summiting, mountain biking, I mean, just around town, knocking around town, all of that, it's going to be a better option. And they run between about $75 to $80. So for about $30 more, I think you're going to get a lot more out of a pack like that for a day pack than these ultralighters. So unless unless weight and price is a major concern to you, it's better to go with something like the Mountainsmith Clear Creek 20, or like the Osprey Daylight Plus, or some of Gregory, or name the company, you know, the Kelties that they offer that are out there that will have more structure and be able to carry heavier loads better for not much more investment on the price point. So there you have it, folks. I hope this video has been fun, entertaining, giving you the data that you need to make a wise choice. Are these the backpacks that you need? And if so, which one? Or to go with something completely different. That's what we always want to do here at the channel. And I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts as well. Do you gravitate to ultralight backpacks like this? Do they have a need in your systems? Or are these things that you pass on? And any question that you have, I'd love to answer as well. So check us out also, guys, on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media, throwing up stuff there all the time, behind the scenes stuff that we're working on. It's always fun to connect with you guys over there as well. Check out the other video popping up. Subscribe if you're not a current subscriber. Become part of this family that we have here at Gideon's Tactical. And always remember, stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.